Awesome. All right, off you go, buddy. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much for the introduction. So I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in today to this live Zoom to show you the 3 properties of Kangen water. Okay, today is an absolute lovely day out there. It's really sunny. So I know we will all get out into the gardens, probably here in the UK. I'm not sure what the weather's like around the rest of the world, but a lot of people want to be out in the garden. So we're going to go through this. We won't keep you too long, but I hope what you find here today is going to spark some interest, and also just keep your mind open as we go through this, because with Kangen water, we have the luxury of actually being able to demonstrate the properties of this water, you know, in our demonstrations and how it works within the body. Okay, so just to give you introduction, my name is John Cox. I'm living in Cambridgeshire, just outside of London, and I've been within Magic now for 2.5 years. Okay, I've been doing this this on a part-time basis because I feel that there is a lot of people on this planet that really needs this technology within their own house. Okay, I've had massive improvements in my own health from changing my water to Kangen. So I'm just spreading the message and sharing this with as many people as I can. Okay, so let's get started. So we know our bodies consist of over 75% water, right? And, you know, we've got 90% in our blood, we've got big water content in our brains and even in our bones, okay? So as we go through our aging process, the water becomes less and less and less inside our bodies, all right? So what we need to make sure is that the water that we're putting inside our body is the best quality water. It has the best ability to hydrate us, and it has the best ability to carry nutrients to where we need these nutrients, okay? So that's very important. We talk a lot these days about diet and alkaline diet and what we put in through food, but people don't really talk too much about liquids and what liquids are the best to put down into our bodies as well. So in the 1970s, in Magic, the company, found this technology by studying these blue zones around the world. Like you have the waters of the Zamzam, Air Zamzam in Mecca, and Lourdes in France. So they studied this water, and they've actually been able to build a machine which is called our ionizers, which is able to mimic this water and produce the same properties that this natural miracle water, they call it, has, which is found in different parts of the world. Okay, so in the 1970s, the Japanese scientists managed to build these machines. Okay, they were first built on an industrial scale. Since 1994, we've now made these into residential size units. So every household can now enjoy this technology as well. So who is Magic? Let's just give you a quick rundown of who they are. They are a 45-year-old company. We've just celebrated our 41st birthday. And they're also part of the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare, which is equivalent to the Japanese like FDA. And they've certified the Magic ionizers as a medical device. So they've actually got a certification, which we'll come on to later, and I'll point that one out. Yeah. They have an OEM manufacturing site, which means every single part is made on site underneath their buildings. Everything is produced under their roof. Nothing is brought into the factory and produced somewhere else. So they control the full manufacture. These machines have got 20 plus years lifespan. Okay, so you're able to service these machines, you're able to clean these machines, so they will last your lifetime. You only buy one machine in your life. Okay, it's the only machine that's been endorsed. It has many different endorsements by mainly the American Cancer Institute and also the Gerson's treatment through Dr. Romy Shinya. Okay, very, very important endorsements. So also we have global monthly sales of 18,000 units per month globally, and over 500 million annual turnover dollars. Okay, so you can see it's a rock solid company. You know, we're trading really well. They've never closed their office. And to talk about offices, we have 40 offices in 23 countries around the world, with one coming to London very, very soon. So, you know, if this is something you're looking into, then, you know, London's office will be opening, hopefully, in the next few months or at the end of summer. So these are just a snapshot of where the offices are around the world. And we come on to the certification, okay? The main ones to note is the ISO 13485. This is the very, very important certification that classes our products as a medical device in Japan, okay? And the ISO 9001 and the 14001 for environmental. Now also, we're governed by the Direct Selling Association, members of that, and we've also received a gold standard from the Water Quality Association for our water quality, okay? So these are all the certifications. So just with a brief background of Enagic and who they are and the certifications they hold, we're going to jump straight into the 3 properties, okay? So the first property is our antioxidant. Now, when we think of an oxidation process, we think of basically it's the pollution that we breathe in, it's the food we're eating, it's our choice in drinks, people might be smoking. These are all oxidative. Even stress is oxidizing our body on a daily basis. Radiation from mobile phones, 3G, 4G, 5G, all this kind of radiation is causing free radicals to build up in our body. Now, how do we cancel these free radicals? How do we reverse this aging process of our cells and within our body? So, we turn to things like vitamins and supplements, green tea, cod liver oil. These kind of things have a very high antioxidant value, like blueberries, and a lot of green vegetables. So what we need to understand is first is antioxidant is something that reverses this aging process or slows it down at least, okay? So first of all, we're going to show you the difference in some waters and look at their different antioxidant value, okay? So when we work off this chart, it's called a oxidation reduction chart, or short for ORP. And what we do is we use this meter called a pinpoint meter, and this gives us a reading in millivolts, okay? So anything that the meter gives us with a positive reading means that there's no antioxidants available in this water. But anything with a negative charge means that it's a negatively charged hydroxyl, which means it donates that to the electron to make that free radical a balanced cell again. So anything with a negative charge, that means it has antioxidant potential. So what we're going to do is we're going to try a few of these different liquids. And the first one, we've got Sprite 7-Up, okay? Second one, we've got Smart Water. Oops. And here we have Highland Spring water. And we have regular tap water. And we have our Kangen 9.5. Okay, so now all we do is we just pop this, and I might come forward for this, into each drink. So in each drink, you'll see it gives you a reading. This one is plus 340. This is the 7-Up, okay? So now we're going to pop it into the Smart Water. And there we can see a reading of 320. That's slightly lower, okay? These are all positive readings, all right? Next, we've got the Highland Spring. And this one pops right down to 270, 260, still going down. So again, this has got a lower reading, but it still remains positive, right? Now we're going on to our tap water. We can see this has also got a very similar reading, about 290, just under 300, but again, positive, right? Then we finally come onto our Kangen water. And if you can see there, this is giving us a negative reading, okay? This is a negative 550, round about there, okay? If we have to pop that back into the Sprite, that's going to jump back up to a plus 300 number, okay? So popping it back into Kangen, and we're back down to minus 500. So what does this actually mean? Okay, looking at this chart, this means that our Kangen water is very, very high in antioxidants. It's every time we're drinking this water throughout the day, our body is using this water to detox, okay? This is why when you start drinking Kangen water, the first things you feel is your body detoxing, okay? You feel a very strong detox coming on. And this is your body actually clearing out all the toxins. So this is the first property, okay? Now to the second property, which is the pH, okay? Now a lot of people get confused when we say alkaline water, they just look at the pH of it, but you've got to remember, Kangen water has 3 properties. So that's what makes Kangen water very different to your standard alkaline water that you can buy in the shops. So what we have here is some pH drops, okay? This is the same as what your doctor would use, but maybe a litmus paper. And we put a couple of drops in each of these just to see what the pHs of the different liquids are. Okay. And I think you can tell there's quite a big difference between them. So we're looking at the Sprite and the Smart Water. You can see they're very acidic. They're coming up on the acidic side, 4.5 and 5. So very, very acidic drinks. Okay. Then we've got the Highland Spring, which is looking a lot better, but it's just slightly alkaline. But again, these plastic bottles, which are not BPA free, and they contain a lot of microplastics. You have tap water, which again is just over neutral, so slightly alkaline, very slightly alkaline. And then you have our Kangen 9.5, which you can see very clearly. It's purple, 9.5, okay? So this is the stuff that we want to be putting into our body, okay? Now, if you start drinking Kangen water, you can very much alkalize your body if you are drinking other kind of drinks. And you can start to alkalize. Okay, even with the Smart Water, you can alkalize. But unfortunately, if you are drinking these very sugary drinks, you're going to have to dilute your sodas and sparkling mineral waters with about 33:1 ratio, or 32:1 ratio, because they are very, very acidic, these kind of drinks, okay? And just to give you an idea, if we just pop a few drops in these drinks, you can see they will all turn back to their acidic state because they are very, very, very acidic, okay? So that's the property number 2. Let me just empty these out. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the 3rd property, okay, which we call microclustering. Now, this is just a name that's been given to the structure of the water, which slightly changes when it goes through the ionization process, okay? So when it becomes ionized, the water molecules cluster in a smaller formation. So general water coming out of the tap, we call large clusters. When you drink half a pint of this water, you'll feel it sitting in your stomach. You'll feel very bloated, and it'll be there for a while, okay? But after you drink Kangen water, the clustering of the water is a lot smaller. This means that the water is absorbed into your body and is able to carry nutrients around your body much more effectively, okay? So typically, if you drank half a pint of this water, you wouldn't really feel it in your belly, and it would be absorbed really quickly. It would hydrate you very fast and at a cellular level because the water particles are smaller. And to demonstrate this, we use this simple test, which is a tea bag, green tea bag. And what we usually need to make tea is boiling water or hot water. So when we put tap water, cold tap water, into this glass, we don't expect to get any tea, okay? There's nothing really happening there because it needs to be hot. So when we put that into another glass, but we actually now add the Kangen water, what you should see is straight away that this makes green tea. Now, you'd think, why is that possible? Well, because the clustering, the molecules, the actual size and the structure of the water is that much more in line, and it's able to penetrate this tea bag and pull out the tea a lot more quick and efficiently, okay, more effectively, sorry, than tap water. So if we just repeat this again, because, we have people that are skeptical about the wet tea bag going in there. So we'll just rerun that test, and we'll put tap water in that glass, and you can see there's no change, even with a wet tea bag. Okay, and we will repeat that. We'll put that in there, and we will run the Kangen water again, and you'll see we have green tea again. So you could definitely see, you know, the places like restaurants, you know, we have quite a few Michelin star restaurants now that are using this technology, because they only have to use a little bit of spice to be able to get a lot more flavor out of their food. Less spice mixed with Kangen water is a bolder flavor. Okay, so this is the third property, the micro-clustering effect. Okay, where it can actually, how that works inside your body is it will enter your cells and it will flush them out, but it will also hydrate your body at a cellular level. So you have these little channels called acuporin channels, which are tiny little portholes, like little channels into your cell membrane. And that basically allows this water to penetrate, okay? And there was a guy, Dr. Peter Agre, who actually studied these channel sizes. And, you know, we found out that large water cannot penetrate your cells at that cellular level. So a lot of people that think they are hydrated, they might be hydrated, but at a cellular level, they could be dehydrated. They don't have the hydration around the cellular space, okay? So moving on. Kangen, okay, only produces 5 waters. Should we say only? But actually they produce like 7, because we have 3 settings of the drinking water, okay? So with the drinking water, there's 3 settings, 8.5, 9, and 9.5. That's just to help your body detox at a very comfortable pace. But also, up until now, we've just shown the drinking water, okay? So that's the Kangen 9.5. Now what we're going to show you is the strong 11.5. Now this water is used for cleaning, emulsifying oil, and cleaning your fruits and vegetables. Very important in today's climate, where we're having a lot of pesticides being added, you know, to our produce, and we don't really know what those pesticides are, okay? So we need to make sure when we're buying our produce, we're actually cleaning them first. And unfortunately, tap water does not do the job, okay? It does not do the job. So what we have here is a pallet of cherry tomatoes. And we're going to take some of these off and just clean them quickly. And I'm not sure how you clean your cherry tomatoes or your produce at home, if you're washing it under the tap, or you're making a solution of vinegar, or you've got some special sprays. But again, you know, this is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money by just being able to run this water straight from your machine, okay? So we just pop a few in each of those, okay? And this one here we're going to clean with tap water. So we're going to fill our tap water up there. And on this one, we're going to use the 11.5. Okay. So now we've got our 11.5. Now what I usually do is I let mine stand in the sink or in a Tupperware for a couple of minutes and let it just do its thing, and then I just wash them off. So let's just simulate a quick wash on these tomatoes. Okay, that should do it. On these ones. Okay, that should do it. Now, just to give you a quick idea of how this actually works is, we're going to put a bit of sesame oil in this glass and a bit of sesame oil in this glass. Okay, this is just standard pure sesame oil, cooking oil, which again is quite a thick oil, you know, smells lovely. And what we're going to do is we're going to first put tap water in this one. And from our science, we know that oil and water don't mix. So we get this kind of thing. Okay, we get all the oil floating at the top. And that's basically what's happening over here. You know, we're trying to wash a petroleum-based pesticide or herbicide or fungicide off our fruit and vegetables, and it won't come off. But when we are using our 11.5, this is actually what's happening inside this glass. we're actually stripping off, we're emulsifying the oil or the petroleum or that wax-based pesticides that's on our fruit and veg, okay? So that's taking it off. And again, you know, there's so many uses for this water. You could be using it to clean your ovens, you could put it in your washing machine as a degreaser or a stain remover. There's so many uses for this water. So now, just after a couple of minutes, let's see what comes out of this water. Okay, and I'm not sure if it's very clear on the camera, but if you can see this one here, which is our Kangen cleaned, you can see the water is a bit of a yellow residue. Now that is obviously the stuff that is coming off these tomatoes, okay? And what is that stuff? It's all this stuff. It's the pesticides, it's the sprays, it's all this kind of stuff that's happening in our farming industry, right? So we need to make sure that even if it's organic, you know, we want to take off as much as we can, because we're juicing these days, we're doing all these kind of new things with our fruit and veg. We want to make sure that we're not having concentrated pesticides entering our body, you know, causing more havoc with our DNA and our cells, okay? Again, I have a book over here, which is Killing Cancer Not People. Very, very, very powerful book, okay? And this has been endorsed and written by Rob Wright. And it's basically this whole chapter inside this book, chapter 6, about our machines and our water. And, you know, they've studied a lot, and they've compared a lot of different ionizers on the market. And they have found that Imagic's ionizer, our Kangen machines, are the strongest and most stable machine, okay? Because also we have this ISO 13485, which means our machines are classed as medical grade devices, okay? So, moving on, we've now discussed 11.5. What we now have as well, by the touch of another button on the machine, is 2.5. Now, in today's climate, the pandemic we are going through at the moment, right? The big buzzword is, you know, let's sanitize, let's clean everything, okay? And you can't buy hand sanitizer, you can't buy most of these things out in the stores. But we have this on tap, okay? This is basically hypochlorous acid, okay? The machine produces this at the touch of a button. It produces 11.5 and the 2.5. And there's so many uses for this 2.5. You can use it as a hand sterilizer. It kills so many different kinds of bacteria, germs, okay? And it has a very, very, very high and quick kill rate, okay? But the other thing to remember is it's 100% chemical free. So you could spray it in your face. You know, you can disinfect your face. You can disinfect your tongue, your throat. You can gargle with this and even get rid of strep throat, or if you have some bacteria in your tonsils, you can gargle with this and keep it all clean. So it's 100% safe. You can clean children's wounds. As you can see here, I have bigger sprayers. I use this to clean my tables, my floor every single day. I even have the washer by my entrance. I spray that and I clean my hands with that. It's all water-based. There's no chemicals at all, okay? Again, a very big use for this is people with eczema psoriasis. If they want to treat their skin to keep it free from germs or, you know, bacteria, you can keep spraying that on the infected skin just to keep it free from, you know, bacteria and getting infections. So that's the 2.5. Very, very, very powerful water, especially in this climate we're in now. Okay. There's just a few pictures of people drinking the, using the 2.5 externally on their skin. And again, I'm not sure how clear this is, but there is a very, very big difference. You know, people not just using it on their skin externally, but actually drinking the water. Okay, so drinking the water and let the body do its thing. You know, you helping the body take some stress away from having to, you know, try and detox your body with, you know, the few things that you're giving it. So by giving it this water, the body's able to do the detox work properly, effectively, and it can concentrate on healing these things naturally, because there's no pill, there's no potion that heals our bodies. Our bodies heal by ourselves, okay? But we need to help our bodies get back to its homeostasis self so it can fight off these kind of diseases which happen, okay? Psoriasis, again, gentleman, his whole back was covered. He's had amazing results with this only after a couple of months, okay? drinking the water and applying the 2.5 and also the beauty water. So chlorine, very, very important. You know, the chlorine in our tap water, again, going back to this, within 10 to 15 seconds, if you are washing produce in tap water, that chlorine that's contained in the tap water is inside the produce, okay? So chlorine is a very, very dangerous chemical these days, and we find it obviously in our drinking water. So with the Kangen machines, they take out all the chlorine, so you don't have to worry about any chlorine being ingested. Okay, we spoke about Dr. Romy Shinya. Again, he's got a lot of books out and he's done a lot of endorsement with this water because he's found so much benefits from his patients using this water and actually how fast they've been healing. So again, he's got many different books. I've got two here, the enzyme factor and also the rejuvenating enzyme. Okay, so we have a lot of endorsements by top clinicians as well that back up this water and its power. So now let's see what we haven't covered. We've covered the strong 2.5, we've covered the drinking water, we've covered the strong 11.5. We haven't covered the neutral water. Neutral water is just a water that comes through the machine that's filtered. It's not ionized, it doesn't go through any electrolysis process, and that's mainly there for if you're on prescription medication, you use this water. Okay, that water is for prescription medication and also baby formula. So if you have a baby, you need to mix formula, you can use this clean filtered water to give the babies. And then your beauty water, which we have over here. And again, this is the pH of the skin, 5.5. Okay, so all the ladies out there spending a fortune on toner and all that, you can make it at home. Okay, you just press the button, beauty water, and you have an endless supply of this, and you carry it around with you. And that's amazing. It's got the small molecules, which is super hydrating. Okay, especially now in the summer, it's great. In the winter, maybe in the UK, it's a bit cold, but hey, you can still get skin drying out in the winter. But it's amazing for dry elbows, dry knees, anywhere where you've got dry skin, you can hydrate with that. But not just hydration for us. Plants love this. You can cook with this water, your pasta, your eggs, boiled eggs. There's so many uses for all of these waters. It's not just drinking water. That's why we say when you invest in a Kangen machine, okay, it's a lifetime investment, but it's not just for your drinking water. You're not just subsidizing, okay, I'm going to give up my bottled water for this machine. It does so many things around the house. It gets rid of your chemicals, okay, so you can slowly phase out all your chemicals and you can start to eat food that is also chemical and pesticide free, all right? And it has all these external uses as well. So the value of this machine, what you need to really, really understand is the value of this machine far, far, far outweighs the price that you're going to pay for it, okay? Because this machine will pay you back for the rest of your life, okay? Very important to note. So again, we'll just recap. These are all the waters. Okay, like I said, the beauty water can be used for plants as well as cleaning as well. Glass, you know, you can do away with window lean. You don't need window lean. You just need to get some of this in a bottle, use it on your windows, and they'll be sparkling clean. Okay, cleaning with no chemicals. Amazing. So the world-class products. We have a range of products. Okay, we have SD501, which is our flagship model. Okay, we have the K8, which is our top model, and we have our Junior, which is our entry-level model. Okay, and they all come in different prices and different specs. Okay, the SD501 comes in the European version as well, which speaks 5 different languages. The K8, obviously our top of the range, has 8 titanium plates and it can speak 8 languages. Okay, so that brings me to the end of the presentation. I just want to say thank you very much for giving me this 30 minutes and for your attention in this demo. And I would just like to say, if you have any further questions about anything you've seen here today, please just get back to the person who invited you to watch this demo today, and they'll be able to give you further instructions on either how to get started, how to get your unit, or if you just need some more time to process more information. Okay, if you want to look up some studies about it, we'll show you, which are the good backed up research by peer-to-peer research sites, because obviously these days Google is not always the best platform to do research on, because anybody can write anything on Google. Okay, so with that, I'd just like to thank you all again and enjoy the rest of your day.
Awesome. All right, brilliant. Thank you very much, guys. How many of you here enjoyed that presentation? Just pop in the message box below which part of John's presentation, which part of John's demo did you enjoy the most? All right, I don't know how many times I've watched this, a few hundred times already, probably. Every time I watch, the colors change. I see the oil emulsify. And guys, if you've not tasted tomatoes, you need to try and get hold of the tomatoes. And it's just mind blowing. Every time I watch this, I have received, tremendous amounts of health benefits from the water. And how many of you here currently has a Kangen machine? Pop in the message box, which machine do you currently own? And whether or not, yes, you have received benefits from drinking the water. So Bobby, yeah, the T-test 9.5 is using. So Lena says she owns the 501. Sangia, the 501. Yeah, the 501 is very popular. Sandia owns the 501 too. Also, very impressive skin condition. Thank you. So what we're going to do now is maybe just hear from a few of you who has noticed health benefits from the water. We're just going to hear a few sharing. And what I'd like to do now is just hand over to my very good sister, Sandia. I'm just going to maybe unmute you, Sandia. Off you go. All right. Yeah, you're on? Yes. Let me just try and unmute you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Anthony. Thank you for this giving opportunity. Hello, everyone. Namaste. I'm Sandhya. I live in London. Most of you people I might know in this call who joined today. I benefited from this water. I can give a big lecture, but because of short time, I can't give that much of. But few things I can tell after started drinking. This was introduced by Anthony. Thank you, Anthony, for this, which brings a lot in my family and to my family members back home as well. Especially for me, I used to have a heart problem, which I used to take a medication of lifetime. And so I used to go every time, some breathing problems every time. So that medication will be in my handbag. Every time, whenever I have problem, I used to take that medication. But since I introduced to this water, it's been like 2.5 years now. Touch wood, till now, I'm not taking any medication now. So I just forgot about that medication, just only changed my water and changed my life. So this is the best example I can give on me. So that's why I recommend everyone to have this device in your kitchen to help your family and friends. And I have my sisters as well. They suffered from thyroid. It has been reduced for them. So they have like high dosage to low dosage. And one of my sister had like diabetics. So they all getting use of this water. So I recommend everyone change your water, change your life. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Sandia. I know you're very busy. You need to get back to work, but thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for inviting all your friends and family to come and join us today. And Sandia has been with us for a few years within Enagic, and I've seen things change within the family, and she's very, very keen advocate of Kangen and Enagic and the Enagic family. So thank you.
Thank you.
Also, all right. So I'm just going to maybe now bring on our next special guest. Let's just try and find her to see where she is. She's joining us all the way from Dubai. I don't know if you can help me find her on these next couple of pages. Where is she? Over here, John. Is she on here at all? Where is she? Where's Nagara over here? Oh, there she is. All right, I found you. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to now unmute Nagara, who's joining us all the way from Dubai. She's been with Enagic for a few years and doing tremendously well with Enagic. She's a 682 ranking with Enagic, basically very successful lady, single mother, and I'm going to hear from her. And also at 3 o'clock, also she's going to be sharing with her an interview. We're doing a special interview with her later on, her journey with Enagic and what it's done for her and her family. All right, off you go, sister. I'll just unmute you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me, guys? Yeah, oh, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you very much, John. And it's really honored to be here and serve as much as I can. Really honored to be here. So, well, you would like to know how long I'm drinking Kangen water and how really it's impacting my life, correct? Yes? Okay. So, well, I'm drinking Kangen water. I met I don't know whoever knows Simon, 2016 in Dubai. They have showed me the demo, and I really fell in love from the first demo, of course, immediately, and I really got into immediately. And then I was like, said, wow, it's so amazing things, which is we have to bring into Dubai. And then it's really, in terms of health, it's really changed my life and my close ones and my friends and family. So if we talk about myself, I had a problem maybe around 8 years of the problem of the migraine. And most of the women, they have a migraine, very, very, it's like a stress out and up and down. Then constipation and allergy. That's the problem. Was really, I was pretty healthy enough, but those things, which is I had an allergy and that those I saw. And then when I started drinking this water, it's really impacted within 3 weeks. And I see the result immediately. And even though I still waiting my machine, like my machine, it's get maybe 10 days till it's reached to Dubai. And it was really amazing. Well, I have lots of testimonials, and it's really impact my life in terms of health, by the way, and in terms of financial as well, income, which is we got a free financial freedom from this amazing Enagic company with the privilege, because we have a special program for loyalty with the privileged customer. So maybe next session Anthony can explain. Well, yeah, it's really changed. And one more thing, which is I would love to always share. My daughter, she had a problem. She diagnosed with a very special, very, very difficult, we could say, disease or what. However, let me explain you a very simple way, because the medication way, they have a really difficult names, but I really forgot. So I had the baby born with the very, very long colons. The colons, it's like the colon of the baby was too long, so she has a problem with to going to toilet. So the baby was suffering from day one, all the time. She reached 3 years old, and she diagnosed that she has a difficulties about that. And then they said, like doctors say, you have to get this baby to the operation. That means the baby will cut off the full stomach, and they cut off the half meter of the colon. So which is very, very difficult and very dangerous. So, and then if everybody see that, this I have next to me, this is amazing book, which is I always advising to read this book. This is book of the Dr. Hiromi Shinya. When I read this book, when this guy is the co-founder of colonoscopy and endoscopy, that's exactly what he said about that everyone should drink this water. Then after that, I told to my brother, come over to Dubai, bring the baby, and let's try. The baby was already 6 years old at that time. And then we started drink this water, and we started giving her and trying to see that, like, it's experimenting in our own family. Then when we found the lots of tremendous really result, which is really shocking result. So now this child is 10 years old, and she is so happy, and we never been in those operations. Now the baby is completely get healed from this amazing water. That's really, really, I'm taking now, and I'm having goosebumps because it's my beloved niece. So I love her so much. So that's why this water is amazing. I am really, really recommending. If you're still thinking, don't think, you just go for it. It is never, because when I saw this one, I said, why? I don't know this water about like at least 5 years ago, and then I said, thanks God, better late than never. So I'm here to just share with you guys. This is super changing, and it's really changed my life. Okay.
Thank you, Nigara. Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Dubai. It's just a very powerful, share. And so, guys, listen. If you have you've been invited to this presentation, you've been invited to watch this demo, and you're ready to take this to the next level, pop it in the message box below. And Enagic are still shipping these machines. They're still shipping it to over 150 countries around the world. So if you're ready to take that next step, get back to the person who invited you to join this presentation. And you know, I mean, very briefly from my own story, there's just so many, like Nagara, you know, along this journey, you get to meet so many amazing people, and just simply just by sharing the water, just by watching a live stream like this, you know, your life changed, you know, people around you life gets impacted. But basically around 6 years ago, 7 years ago, our parents were introduced to the water, and they were suffering from uric acid, high blood pressure, and arthritis. They've worked in the restaurant catering industry for over 30 years, and we were introduced to this water from my brother and a few other medical doctors. But at first, initially, we were very skeptical. One, because of what we found, and also the price point. Well, the price point, this is not a cheap machine. But you know, I almost fell off my chair when I heard about the price. But over these years, from investing in this machine, we certainly got our money back. You know, like John mentioned, the value of these machines, you can't put a finger on it. Not only are you saving money also, but you know, the opportunity that this Enagic has allowed and given us is just incredible. So our parents have been off medication for the last 6, 7 odd years, and you know, they're perfectly healthy. From a financial perspective, we're going to share that on our second interview later after this at 2 p.m. Not 3 p.m. as I mentioned earlier. About the journey with Enagic and hearing from Nagara, how did we get started? What were some of the stumbling blocks along the way? What has it given us? For me, it's allowed me to quit my job. It's allowed me to quit my 9-to-5 job working for a big corporate firm called Burberry. I don't know if you guys know the fashion label Burberry. So I was working in a global sourcing department, you know, traveling all around the world, and I actually turned down some promotion. And so this has allowed me to live a fairly comfortable life now, you know, working a lot less over these years, and you know, doubling, triple my income over the years. So we are going to be showing you how that's you know, possible, you know, with Enagic, with some of these leaders that have invited you to watch this presentation. So what I like to do now, guys, is end this call over here, and because we're going to get ready for the interview with Nagara. So if you'd like to join that interview, get back to the person who invited you to this, ask them for the link. Yeah, to maybe just pop in the message box and just say yes if you like to join us, and the guys will send you a link for that. And but otherwise, I want to thank John, my good friend, for his incredible demo as ever. Thank all of you from all around the world joining us in this presentation, and Nagara and Sandia for your testimonial. Thank you. All right, guys, we're ending the call now. Thank you, guys.
Stay healthy, stay safe. Yes, of course. And drink always, be hydrated, and drink Kangen water. See you later.
Thank you.
All right, cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.